This year's hurricane season also starts on Sunday, and forecasters say it could be one of the most active that we have ever seen. The National Weather Service expects between 13 and 19 named storms this year. 6 to 10 of those could become hurricanes, including up to 5 major storms, meaning a Category 3 or more. A prime environment for storms to form, warmer waters in the Atlantic, and then these storms can strengthen. This year, new technology is being rolled out to improve storm tracking and warning time. A radar system called ROARS is being deployed on hurricane hunter planes, scanning storm structure and ocean conditions in real time. Last year's season was a grim reminder of how fast these storms can form and then escalate, and how far their damage can spread. Think about Hurricane Helene. That became the deadliest storm since Katrina, hitting Florida's Big Bend before devastating western North Carolina. And then it moved inland, right, to all those states that weren't expecting it. Milton roared across central Florida with winds close to 180 miles per hour. The damage from that storm stretching from Treasure Coast to Tampa, leaving millions without power, and cost tens of billions of dollars in cleanup. And then Beryl hit early, slamming the Texas coast long before the peak of hurricane season. That storm brought widespread wind damage and a storm surge and left entire neighborhoods underwater. So we've got to be ready for these seasons, especially when they say it's going to be worse than usual. Robbie Berg is with us, warning coordination meteorologist at the National Hurricane Center. Hi there, and thanks for being here. Start with what factors drive an above normal forecast, how we get to this point at the start of a season.
Yeah, so NOAA's taking a look at environmental conditions in the atmosphere and in the ocean to try to determine how many storms we might get this year. Water temperatures in the Atlantic remain warmer than normal. That's been that way for several years now. And then in the atmosphere, we're seeing potential for lower wind shear, and storms don't like wind shear. So if we are expecting a season of lower wind shear, that will allow those storms to thrive and potentially intensify.
How accurate are these forecasts typically? I mean, I guess I'm hoping that they're off a little bit and it won't be a terrible season, but how close can they get based on how they have predicted in the past?
Yeah, we have a pretty good idea how active a season might be. I mean, as far as the exact numbers, those can be off by a little bit. But in general, we do usually have a good sense of whether a season might be below normal or above normal. Plus the fact that we've just seen year after year now, we tend to be above normal. So we don't see anything changing in the atmosphere or in the oceans that would signal that that's going to change anytime soon.
And can they change or worsen as we progress through the summer, or perhaps get better? How often is this forecast evaluated?
Yeah, so NOAA will reevaluate the forecast in a few months once we've gotten a few months under our belt. I'll mention that don't be fooled by what kind of activity we might have in the early part of the season. Even last year, we started actually relatively slowly. And then once we got to August and September, things really ramped up, and it seemed like every few days there was a new storm developing. So every storm season is different, and we just have to monitor and see what the activity looks like as we start heading through the next few months.
I seem to remember, Robbie, when storms would hit the coast, it was the coastal communities that would get hit, and then the storms would either go up along the coast, skirt that area, and then back out to sea. But now I feel like, especially with Helene last year, they just kind of sit and hover over big sections of states with constant rain. Is that a new phenomenon or just something we're tracking differently?
Not really a new phenomenon. We've seen storms go inland and affect people that don't live necessarily right at the coastline. The key factor with Helene last year is it was moving so fast when it made landfall on the coast of Florida that allowed all that heavy rainfall and all of those strong winds to penetrate much farther inland into parts of the Western Carolinas and Georgia. And so I think it was that fast motion of Helene that actually caused more devastation in those areas that don't normally see it.
I'd love to know more about this ROARS system on the hurricane hunter planes. What's new about this system? What capabilities does it have?
Yeah, so, as a forecaster, and we're sitting here trying to make a forecast, we need to understand what is the storm doing right now before we can make an accurate forecast for the next 5 days. So this type of technology allows us to actually get inside the storm, understand what's going on in the circulation, in the air motions of the storm itself, and also that data goes into the modeling that we use to make the forecast. It improves the models themselves in simulating what the storm may do. So any type of technology, especially when we get on the hurricane hunter planes, that goes into feeding a much more accurate forecast down the road.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.